Let's do our top 5 offensive line, shall we? We don't know what PFF's saying, but we do know what's coming from the mind of the man behind in the trenches with AQ Shipley. Top 5 performing offensive lines out of week 6. Number 5, wow.
The Chicago Bears.
Whoa, what did they do?
Let's take a look at Darnell Wright, their big right tackle. If you remember a couple years ago when we did the draft special, I was demonstrating Darnell Wright right there.
Oh, yeah.
Top 10 pick out of Tennessee. Pulls around, but check it out. Zacchaeus misses his pin block right there. Now watch Darnell put it back on. Zacchaeus back up underneath. Darnell still gets the block, and this was big time to get the big run in the fourth quarter, to seal it, to get down, run the clock down, kick the game winner.
So left-handed stiff arm to a guy's chest just to make up for a buddy who missed a block.
Bingo.
And then let me get downfield a little bit. Let me slow you down, and then let me bury you out of the play with a little bit of a hold, but they're not going to call it, so it's a touchdown.
That's exactly right.
Not a touchdown, but a success.
Successful play. He's fantastic, and he was fantastic this whole game. They have been waiting for him to show up like this, and he really did this week.
All right, who's number 4 performing offensive line coming out of week 6? Whoa!
Los Angeles Chargers. Ran for 124 yards at 6.9 yards per clip. Let's take a look at the left side. See this little tight end wing formation? Then that's a wide receiver, Trey Harris out there, and they are setting it up like they're running downhill. You get a 6-1 defense. Everyone piled inside. They think it's downhill run. Nope, let's toss it. Is that whole thing enough?
Wow, that's a big, gaping hole. That's a lot of meat out there, AJ. What do you got to do?
It is. If you run that back, AQ, they've had to practice. Look at this left tackle. How does he not step on the tight right there? Like they've had to get stepped on and stomped on, and that would ruin the whole play. Like they have such tight splits. Like in their look at that footwork.
So they motioned Trey Harris down because they had run duo. They made it look like they were just going to Z-peel. That's what that's called.
God.
They Z-peel, run duo, and then super tight splits. All you have to do, they call this a gang on the outside. Everybody's working
gang.
poetry in motion with those three guys.
Set edge here.
Bang, bang, bang.
Edge here.
You got set an edge on all 4 guys? What are you doing? You
Well,
coming in from the outside?
unfortunately though, they took a lot of our power away.
Yep.
And they don't like a deep. We need a corner to go on their outside in and chop all of that down and take 3 people out and create a pile, and they can't do it anymore.
Yeah, if you run it back to the beginning and show you exactly what AJ is talking about, 26 out here wide, he needs to run right at 9's outside knee and just create a pile right there and then let everybody run inside. I mean, I don't know if it would have helped on this play. What was this, 3rd and short?
Third and one.
Yeah,
Yep.
3rd and 1. So
Yep.
like you said, thinking it's going to be a short inside play getting out to the edge. But yeah, with no power like that, we just will extend those holes wider and wider.
What do you want for a 142 or something? Vidal?
124, 18 for 124, 6.9 per clip.
Hell of a. They got it set up over there. They got injuries. They're just continuing to
Yeah.
roll. Is Harbaugh finding it?
You know what they did?
What's that?
They went fullback again this week. Remember early in the year, it was all, hey, let's showcase Herbert. Let's pass. They got back playing fullback, tight end, all the stuff this week.
They played the Dolphins, too. That didn't hurt.
Well, the Dolphins are certainly making superstars out of other players, and we appreciate that. The number 3 offensive line, I don't know how this works.
The Indianapolis Colts are the best offensive line cumulative for the year, but for this week, number 3.
Okay, so still best offensive line. I like that. So
Okay.
coming out of another big-time win, obviously a shootout against the Arizona Cardinals, which you were on the call for. You have the number 3, not a number 1. I'm intrigued to see why they're doing so well and why they're not 1.
They got one guy in this group that's a little bit below par amongst the rest of the group. The other 4 have been playing fantastic, but let's take a look at the left side. These guys are fantastic. Raymond, let's watch his down block. The footwork is impeccable. Watch him keep the edge, and look at Quentin Nelson out in space. Rumbling, bumbling. Boom. Jonathan Taylor is fantastic.
Yeah, he leads the league in rushing. Obviously, the Colts offensive line's doing well. Danny Dimes putting him in the right positions, and Quentin Nelson's been moving a lot more. Isn't that kind of what you've been noticing?
A lot more pulls. He's pulling across the formation and your power schemes, your counter schemes, and all that stuff. And they're getting a lot more of this stuff right now. Pin and pull, and they love what Tyler Warren's doing on the edge.
Yeah, Tyler Warren's special. They got him lined up absolutely everywhere. So obviously, like this play, is there any other great plays of this offensive line that we need to see?
Indianapolis Colts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I put one on my Twitter.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, what? We saw
Let's take a look at Quentin Nelson, if we can pull this up somehow in the back there.
What, on your Twitter?
Yeah, off my X.
We're
Yeah.
searching.
Okay,
Yeah.
you need to watch posting football clips on your X, bro.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know how much you think this umbrella kind of
Okay,
extends
dude.
everything.
Don't shut me down. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't know if
Let's not do it. Let's not do it.
I don't know how far the licensee
Hey.
kind of goes to.
Remember what we used to talk about when we target lock right there? Target locked. Don't spin.
Yeah, I got
Oh, yes. That should be illegal. That should be illegal.
player safety.
Who's that?
Quentin Nelson again.
Against who?
Baron Browning. Pretty good defensive end.
He was so happy there, I assume.
He got another one, too.
Tough time to spin.
He had one going outside, and then he has another one later in the game where he goes inside and gets a nose guard. I mean, he is just wrecking ball.
I'll
right
talk
now.
about this with Quentin Nelson. I've said it before, but it's noted, at least should be noted again. Ryan Kelly was the OG in the offensive line room. He was the center. Center normally the leader of the group anyway. So the fact that he was around the longest and he was the center, I think he was ipso facto the leader of the group. He leaves, go to the Vikings. We love Ryan Kelly. Very thankful for everything Ryan Kelly did to Indianapolis. His family is incredible. I think Quentin Nelson felt a little bit more onus to be a leader and a vocal leader. It's been fun watching him take on that role. They've released a lot of mic'd ups, and I think it's getting him back into enjoying ball again. Now, is it the fact that he has a quarterback that understands what the hell he's doing for maybe the first time in a long time in his career? Definitely. But he's chasing the ball down again. That was like earlier in his career. He was the first person with everybody. He's first person with everybody. He's all over the place. He's special. Quentin Nelson is special talent.
Let's also mention he was the number 1 rated guard by PFF this week, and Tanner Bornolini, the center, was the number 1 rated center.
This is a part of the problem.
I just saw somebody sent me a picture of it, and I saw it, so I had to bring it up.
And that was a scout or a GM.
Yeah.
You see, we're thinking about pay. We got to continue to have these conversations. Listen, sometimes you got to have awkward conversations with people.
That's right.
Uncomfortable, if you will.
You're right.
Boom, there it is. Perfect. Sometimes you got to have uncomfortable conversations with people who maybe don't want to listen. Maybe whenever they hear it, they'll be better for it. That's what's happening with PFF as we speak.
Yeah.
Let's go to the number 2 offensive line coming out of week 6.
Atlanta Falcons. I've been talking about these guys for a long time.
You really have. You have loved the Atlanta Falcons.
And
why are they on this week?
First of all, Chris Lindstrom might be the best right guard in football. He's fantastic. Elijah Wilkinson filling in at right tackle for Caleb McGarry. He handled Joey Bosa all game long. Let's watch these 3 in the middle. Poetry in motion, combo up to the second level. Zoop, zoop, zoop. See you later, boys. 81 yards. Bijan Robinson had 19 for 170 at 8.9 and a touchdown. The Falcons had 210 yards rushing.
The guy almost takes him out of bounds. Normally that you go out of bounds there. Him keeping his balance and staying in is outrageous.
That was unbelievable. I wish Bishop would have just dived and just pushed him out of bounds, but you can see Bijan keeping his balance, kind of going.
Strong.
Bijan, however we're going to call it. AQ, I'm not sure if you noticed, but we actually call this 28 blunt. This is a weak side.
Exactly right.
Here.
Did you know that, AQ?
What'd you call it from your tree?
We called it blunt as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and if it's further inside, we call it 24 blunt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because the way the holes go, obviously
Bingo.
4's inside, out's outside.
Yeah.
And we're talking about weak side, outside zone here.
Of course, yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah, well, we nailed it.
You see the single block on the front side?
Oh,
You
I
see that?
certainly did. So I'm
You
peeled
see the
back.
slip block on the back side? You see what I'm saying?
There was a little slipty-woody there.
Yeah.
We saw it all, didn't we, Debo?
We saw it all.
We've been talking about this for 2 days now. You're kind of slow, a little late to the party almost on this 28
Oh,
blunt.
and I see
people
how
are.
you're using my man Bruce Arians' term, so that's where we got it from. 'Cause
What?
That's where we got it from.
Maybe.
Bruce who?
Maybe.
Who's
Yeah.
the number 1 performing offensive line coming out of week 6 of the NFL season?
Wow.
The Carolina Panthers.
How baby Goody and Gilbert? How baby down there?
So I love this play. This is called jab duo. You are going to run a play to the left, but you are going to sell like you're running it to the right. So watch the quarterback open up to the right, over the top ball handling. We're going to bring 87 back across as a fullback, essentially. Let's watch this combo between left tackle, left guard. That's Kenny Clark they're going against. They just took him 12 yards and put him on the ground. We can run that back one more time. Let's watch left tackle, left guard, Damian Lewis and Big Icky, their former first-round pick at tackle. Let's watch this. Watch this. What? Wait for the motion. Here, look at that call. That's Kenny Clark. That's Kenny Clark.
Movement.
Jerry
Pretty good
brought him in
movement
to
there.
stop the run.
Can you guys run through that?
No,
long in the
I like
tooth.
the guys that we got up there. We had Micah, we don't have Micah, we tie, we don't win, so what the fuck, okay, Jerry Jones would say. But what the fuck to the Carolina Panthers? Are they a real team?
They're a real team. Their offensive line's playing really good, and they're calling the runs. I think early in the season, they weren't calling the runs because they were playing from behind a lot. Now they are calling runs, and it is marrying up with the pass game. They're getting some good stuff from left tackle, left guard all season long. They've been great.
The Carolina Panthers are a real team.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
There
You
you
guys
go.
deserve it. Hell yeah.
One of the best compliments I heard from Luke Kuechly and Jake Delhomme, 2 Panthers legends. Obviously, I guess they do a radio, do some type of show together, and usually Luke Kuechly's up there kind of calling plays out before they happen, like, Luke Kuechly football. And he took the headset off, I guess, this week. He was like, they're confusing me. I don't know what they're running. So he was like Dave Canales. That was a big hat tip to him. That was one of Jake Delhomme's takeaways. Yeah. So if they're confusing Luke up in the box.
Think about that, though. You're the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. The guy that's talking to your crowd, your fans.
Yep.
is Luke Kuechly, who is known for just understanding and dissecting everything everybody's doing.
Yes.
You're being judged as predictable because Luke Kuechly is focusing solely on your play calling to figure out what you're doing. That's a tough task just to beat the guy in the booth.
Yeah.
You're beating the guy in the booth, let alone the other team. Luke Kuechly was like known for isn't that like what he's known for? Is he dissected a play quicker than anybody else and knew exactly what was happening at all times and can memorize every single player and their family's name in 1 week as he's playing him. He's a special talent. But how about that? The Carolina Panthers, completely different vibes all of a sudden, AJ.
Yeah, it is different. I mean, if you're the head coach, you're Canales, you're saying, hey, guys, I understand we have these great legends working, I would assume the radio call. Why don't you guys watch the TV copy where they're not predicting everything we're doing? It makes us look a little different.
Yeah, why don't you, let's maybe not bury the guy. Could you not bury me, Luke? I'd appreciate that. They're doing special things. Here's the top 5 in the trenches with AQ Shipley of performing offensive lines coming out of week 6. The Chicago Bears, congrats to them. Chargers back. Colts, okay.
Hey, they're in there.
Cumulative.
Yeah, you're right. And then you'd mention in there one guy needs to go ahead and play at the level of everybody else. He's going to do that. My source says have told me that's the case. So maybe number 1 outright throughout the rest of the year. Falcons are number 2. Carolina Panthers are number 1. Congrats to all of them. Thank you, AQ.